Hi everyone, it's Tim Derling here. This is Tim's Vinyl Confessions. Thanks once again for watching this episode. Actually, don't have a review episode this week. I know we had quite a run of them and some great responses to all of them, so thank you very much for that, especially last week's episode on Skid Row. On this episode, I'm going to do something I haven't done in quite a long time. It's just some recent acquisitions of mine, some recent things that I've picked up or had sent. As a story behind each of these, I've actually got three different, groups of things to talk about. First thing, I got to give a shout out to Christine at Y&T fan page on Instagram for putting me wise to this. Although I should have known this was coming out because earlier in the year the previous record had come out. Of course, big Y&T fan, everybody knows that. And in the mid '90s, Y&T did two independent albums, Musically Incorrect in 1995 and Endangered Species in '97. Those only ever came out on cassette and CD back in the day. They were just on independent labels. And Night of the Vinyl Dead has been reissuing several hard rock and metal albums that came out mostly in the 90s and 2000s that never had vinyl releases before. So Musically Incorrect, I picked that up earlier this year, and more recently I finally got Endangered Species. So now I have all the Y&T albums, studio albums on vinyl. This is actually number 82 of 500. Now that's cool and everything. I just wish that they didn't make these limited edition things. I understand it's a small print run, but it would be cool if people could buy the stuff over time. But anyway, I managed to snag one for myself. Next one is, I know there's a bunch of things in here. This is some stuff that a guy by the name of Roy Troutman sent me. Roy's a loyal follower. He's been, we've corresponded many times, and Roy's one of those people that I ended up sending, I guess, a want list to quite a while ago. And so he keeps an eye out on stuff that's on that want list for me. And found a bunch of stuff, and finally it has arrived. So I'm just going to open this up without damaging myself or the stuff that's in it, hopefully. Doesn't this just add to the tension? This, I believe, is kind of a grab bag of things. I really appreciate anybody that takes the time to keep an eye out for stuff for me. So thank you, Roy, for this. Oh, so I see right on top, not one, not two, but 3 8-track tapes. Let's see what they are. All right, this is very cool. So first thing, REO Speedwagon, Live, You Get What You Play For, from '77. Never had this. This is a US 8-track on Epic. Wow, this one, I don't see this one much at all. This is a decade of rock and roll, 1970 to 1980. Of course, it's a double record set, double CD set, but it all fits on one cassette, or one 8-track. And probably the rarest one, yeah, this is really cool. ZZ Top and El Loco from '81. This is a retail version on Warner Brothers. So thank you, Roy. And some cassettes in here too. Everything very, very well packaged. Okay, first one's not very rare. I just hadn't had it on cassette in many years. In Excess and Kick. This is a US edition. I've had many chances to pick this up again over the years in Canada, like seeing the Canadian versions of this. Canadian versions of this are all same writing, but they're black with white lettering, and that's it. And I've always liked the way the US cassette looked. It fits with the front cover. Just always preferred it, so now I've got that again. Here's a couple that would have been cool to have on my Led Zeppelin cassette episode I did with Derek. It's the 2 cassettes of their 1990 self-titled box set, which I actually don't have on anything. So, yeah, Zeppelin remasters. So that's very, very cool. AC/DC, If You Want Blood, You Got It, US copy on Atlantic, and another addition to my REO Speedwagon collection, REO 2 from '72 on cassette, and definitely not one that you see all the time. So Roy, thank you very, very much for that. I appreciate that. And now, boy, I know what this is, and I can't believe it. I'm going to show this off to you as soon as I get it open. Buddy of mine online, I've bought many an 8-track from. Troy from 8-Track Fixation. If you're in 8-track collecting, I highly recommend joining that group on Facebook. I talk about it in the Unspooled book too. I'll give a little shout out to them. But yeah, periodically, Troy will sell some spares of his. I've gotten a lot of my RCOs from him, and this is wow. This one's absolutely monumental. I just can't believe I'm adding this to my collection. Oh wow! Check this out. Yes, indeed. Europe, the final countdown on 8-track. So I guess you could say this episode also doubles as my Europe 8-track collection, because here it is. This is it. This is the only one, to the best of my knowledge. Thank you, Troy. Wow. All right, so that's some stuff that I've got recently. What cool stuff have you picked up lately? I want to hear about it. Comments, if you can post on Facebook or Twitter, show some pictures of stuff you've picked up. And thanks as always for watching Tim's Final Confessions.